Namaste and welcome to Sonali Joshi's Astrojyoti Healing. In this video, we are going to see information about the conjunction of Mars and Venus in the sign of Cancer. So if you have Mars and Venus conjunct in the nakshatra of Punarvasu, if you have Mars and Venus conjunct in the nakshatra of Pushya, or you have Mars and Venus conjunct in the nakshatra of Aslesha, this video is for you. If your natal Venus and Mars are in Cancer and in one of those nakshatra, this video still applies to you. If in your natal horoscope your Mars and Venus are in the sign of Cancer and they are in one of the three nakshatras mentioned, this video is also for you. We are going to see what are the careers, who are the famous people who have this placement, and what is the remedy we can do to get the best results from this conjunction. Those of you who are new to astrology, here is some background information about sign Cancer as well as the planets Mars and Venus. Mars is about action. Mars is about brothers. Mars is also Karaka for your blood. Mars is also one of the indicators that shows your sexual actions. On the other hand, Venus is about bargaining. Venus is about harmony. Venus is about sweet pleasures. In a man's wife, Venus denotes his wife. Mars in general denotes all the brother figures, and Venus in general shows all the females in your life. The sign Cancer is about routines, rhythms. It is about taking care. It is about security. It is about boundaries of the country. It is about the regular routines and rhythms that a society or a community. It is about the rhythms, the routines, the norms that masses follow or a particular society or community follows. Mars is ruled by planet Moon. Now, if we see the planetary relationship between the planets Mars, Venus and Moon, Mars gets along with Moon quite well. On the other hand, Venus and Moon, even though they are benefic planets, there is always a dilemma. A woman can be a great mother, but necessarily she may not be a great wife, or vice versa. So Venus's harmony and Moon's preference usually clash, and hence the conjunction of Mars and Venus in the sign of Cancer, though it can give you lot of good things, it becomes somewhat difficult to deal with. Now let us see who are the famous people who have Mars Venus conjunct in the sign of Cancer. John Wesley is one example of a famous person that they have Mars Venus conjunction in the sign of Cancer. If you are looking for just Mars and Venus conjunction in any sign, then we will see a lot of examples. Let us take a look at them so that it will give us some common thread that this conjunction has. Amitabh Bachchan, Melania Trump, Adolf Hitler, Arthur V.S. Naipaul, Ammachi of Kerala, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Osho Rajneesh, Jeb Bush, Larry King. Shukra or Venus always indicates somebody who wants to have all the pleasures of life. Shukra indicates the harmonizer, the one who bargains, the one who makes deals. And Mangala, Mars, usually indicates somebody who penetrates, who investigates, who takes vigorous actions. And hence, together Venus Mangala pair also denotes about the sexuality, the sexual pursuits of human beings. Usually, those people who have this conjunction, they are upfront and active in terms of their sexual preferences, and they know what they are looking for. In the sign of Cancer, usually these are the people who would express their feelings, who would read a lot, who would write a lot, or who would consume a lot related to the things that are denoted by Venus and Mars. Because Cancer sign is about routines, rhythms, feelings, and feeling nourished and feeling secure. In terms of dealing with other planets, Venus is usually accommodating. It is okay with the incoming drishti. It assimilates, it consumes, it takes pleasures in these kind of deals. On the other hand, Mars Mangala is very aggressive. It penetrates, it kind of invades the space of other planet. In the sign of Cancer, Mars uses all its energy to protect, to nurture, to care, to make deals in order to build a safe shelter, safe home, safe community. They will do all the harmonious exchanges to get the best about nurturing, caring. Whenever Venus and Mars are together, they would take all efforts so that a person gets home, secure shelter, good food, proper care. If this conjunction is in the nakshatra of Punarvasu, then these people could be active in travel, tourism, or transformation kind of energy, where they will make sure that they get the deals, bargains, and best outcome in terms of safety. If this Mars Venus pair is in the nakshatra of Pushya in the sign Cancer, then they will make sure that they will have discipline about routines, rhythms, whatever daily chores, whatever daily actions in terms of caring and safety are. On the other hand, if Mars and Venus are in the nakshatra of Aslesha, then it denotes somebody who can make aggressive communication. They will be very aggressive in terms of protection, and aggressive to the extent where you may feel their dealing with you is kind of poisonous. I'm going to make a separate video about Mars and Venus conjunction in the nakshatra of Aslesha, Revati, as well as Jyeshtha. I'll give the link in the description when I make it. Do watch that video, because this is the only nakshatra where this conjunction of Mars and Venus can be little tricky to deal with. Usually parents who have Venus-Mars conjunction work together, work actively in caring for their kids, in providing them all the safety. These parents can be emotionally involved in their kids, and to the extent the kids might find it difficult to deal with that emotional control. And that is what people should always remember. Protect your kids, take care of your kids, ensure their safety, but do not overdo it, because as kids grow up, become adolescents, and they become adults, these parents don't realize that, and that is where the conflict starts. These people have a tendency to override other person's emotional behavior. They can be impatient, they can be aggressive, and they can be really ruthless if Mars is stronger than Venus. That means if your sign is Aries or your sign is Scorpio or your Lagna is Scorpio, then you might show the tendency of more aggression in taking care of others, protecting others, providing nourishment to others. On the other hand, if Venus is strong, then your actions will be more balanced, they will be more pleasing, they could be more assuring to the other person. If Mars is stronger, these people will show the caring, nurturing side via applying force. They will try to be competitive, they will try to do things first, and they will try to make sure nobody is as good as them. However, in doing that, they will not consider about what their kids feel, what others feel. It is about taking action. If Venus is stronger in the horoscope, that means you have Taurus Rashi, Taurus Lagna, or Libra Rashi or Libra Lagna, then you will try to use all the balance, harmony in terms of implementing caring, nurturing, and safety routines. Your behaviors towards nourishing, caring, acquiring properties, vehicles will be very balanced. You will make sure that you deal with the other party with respect and value their emotions. When we think about the professions that Venus and Mars conjunction can give you, these people being in the sign of Cancer, this conjunction being in the sign of Cancer, they can be great authors, actors, politicians. They can go into army if Mars is strong. They could be into medicine, healthcare, all the professions that are related to beauty. They could be great athletes. They can also get into the teaching, managing profession where they deal with, they can teach, manage, or try to coach others in terms of acting, physical fitness, beauty and cosmetology, design and innovation of shipping industry. They can also go into army, navy. If this conjunction is in the nakshatra of Aslesha, then you may find people who are into law and policy making. If this conjunction is in the nakshatra of Punarvasu, you will find people in real estate, vehicle dealership, automotive companies, mechanical engineering. They may be into merchant navy as well as all the carnival cruise lines, all the cruise lines or shipping industry. These people could be owners of driving school, they could be drivers, pilots, or they can also implement their caring in terms of being a nanny, nurse, own elementary schools. Being in the teaching profession could be one of the best alternatives for these natives. You must be thinking, this is a great conjunction, people can get so many things. They are working in terms of protection and giving routines to the family members. Then why does one need a remedy for this conjunction? You have to always remember one thing, Mars means force. Force means doing something without considering other person's permission. This is where the negativity starts. These people could be hot-tempered, these could be emotionally manipulating others, they could be revengeful, they could be jealous, and hence always remember, use the way of Venus where you will seek balance, you will respect the other person, you will treat the other person equally. And in terms of remedy, you can always do sadhana of any goddess. You can do puja of Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati or Ma Durga. You can also chant Ganpati Stotra. You can also chant Hanuman Chalisa. Always remember, for Mars, think before you act. And for Venus, stop when something is too much. Venus tends to go into addictions, and Mars tends to go into not respecting others and acting without thinking. Once you understand the functioning of these two planets, if you have this conjunction, you will be able to deal with it effectively. Hope this video helps you understand and channel your life as per the conjunction that is in your horoscope. You can send an email to iamsonalijoshi@gmail.com for horoscope readings. Do donation and send your birth details. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And those of you who have been following this channel for a while, feel free to share this video with your friends. Do like this video and comment if you have any interesting experience related to this conjunction of Venus and Mars in the sign of Cancer.